Approaches to comparative education. In this session, we are going to discuss some of the MCQ from the mentioned topic. The first MCQ of this session is which of the following approaches focuses on identifying a specific educational problem in one's own country and then finding another country with the same problem. Options: historical approach, problem approach, case study approach, descriptive approach. Answer of this question is option B, that is problem approach. Next, in the problem approach, beside identifying and comparing problems, what else does the researcher examine? Options: the educational philosophy of both countries, the solution applied to the problem by the affected country, the history of educational systems, the geographical aspects of the countries. Answer of this question is option B, that is the solution applied to the problem by the affected country. Next, which approach involves a researcher traveling to another country to conduct an in-depth study of its educational system? Options: area study approach, historical approach, case study approach, international approach. Answer of this question is option C, that is case study approach. Next, what is a major limitation of the case study approach? Options: it is difficult to find comparable data. The investigator may not be totally objective. It requires a lot of financial resources. It is focused too much on the past. Answer of this question is option B, that is the investigator may not be totally objective. Next, the area study approach is not noted for which of the following characteristics? Options: comparing educational system across different time periods, focusing on a single geographical area at a time, examining the diet and eating habit of students, describing everything found on ground. Answer of this question is option B, that is focusing on a single geographical area at a time. Next, what stage of the area study approach involves analyzing and collecting data gathered from various sources? Options: descriptive stage, juxtaposition stage, interpretation stage, comparative stage. Answer of this question is option C, that is interpretation stage. Next, in which stage of the area study approach does the researcher compare and contrast educational practices? Options: descriptive stage, juxtaposition stage, interpretation stage, comparative stage. Answer of this question is option D, that is comparative stage. The historical approach placed a significant emphasis on which aspect of education? Options: current educational policy, statistical analysis, the past educational development, philosophical theories. Answer of this question is option C, that is the past educational development. Next, the descriptive approach in comparative education involves describing which elements? Options: educational policies and laws, number of schools, student enrollment, and number of teachers, philosophical theories, historical development of education. Answer of this question is option B, that is number of schools, student enrollment, and number of teachers. Next, which approach takes into account various within the same country when comparing educational system? Option: international approach, case study approach, area study approach, historical approach. Answer of this question is option A, that is international approach. Next, which approach relates the diet and eating habits of people to their educational practices? Options: philosophical approach, gastronomical approach, descriptive approach, problem approach. Answer of this question is option B, that is gastronomical approach. Next, the philosophical approach was first applied to comparative education by which philosopher? Frederick Scandier, Sirgus Hessen, Brickman, Halls. Answer of this question is option B, that is Sergius Hessen. Next, Sergius Hassan's philosophical problem did not include which of the following options: compulsory education, the school and the state, the school and the economic life, the impact of technology on education. Answer of this question is option D, that is the impact of technology on education. Next, the process of putting side by side the results obtained from analysis with the educational system of one's own country is known as what stage? Options: descriptive stage, interpretation stage, juxtaposition stage, comparative stage. Answer of this question is option C, that is juxtaposition stage. Next, in the international approach, the investigator must be prepared in which way before traveling? Options: financial secure, politically informed, familiar with the country by reading extensively about it, trained in local language. Answer of this question is option C, that is familiar with countries by reading extensively about it. Next, which stage in the field study approach involves the formulation of hypotheses on the educational practices of the country under study? Options: preparatory stage, investigatory and analytical stage, evaluatory comparative stage, interpretation stage. Answer of this question is option B, that is investigatory and analytical stage. Next, the descriptive approach is less popular among modern educational comparativists because it often lacks objectivity, it is too time consuming, focuses too much on current statistics, does not provide deeper analytical insights. Answer of this question is option D, that is does not provide deeper analytical insights. Next, which approach involves empirical method such as formulating hypotheses and defining concepts? Options: gastronomical approach, philosophical approach, descriptive approach, scientific approach. Answer of this question is option D, that is scientific approach. Next, according to Brickman, historical report on education often included what type of observation? Options: political analysis, cultural impressions and value judgment, statistical data, religious influence. Answer of this question is option B, that is cultural impressions and value judgments. Next, which stage in the field study approach is concerned with examining educational practices in relation to one's own country after returning from the study abroad? Options: investigatory and analytical stage, preparatory stage, evaluatory comparative stage, descriptive stage. Answer of this question is option C, that is evaluatory comparative stage. Next, what is a key limitation of problem approach in comparative education? Options: it is not applicable to multiple countries, it is not focused on solution, it does not account for historical context, it may not provide insight into long-term solution. Answer of this question is option D, that is it may not provide insight into long-term solutions. Answer of this question is that. Next question is, the international approach to comparative education primarily focuses on what aspect? Options: comparing educational theories across different countries, understanding the educational impact of globalization, conducting field study within different countries, analyzing historical educational developments globally. Answer of this question is option C, that is conducting field studies within different countries. Next, which approach is particularly useful for understanding the effects of historical events on education? Options: problem approach, historical approach, descriptive approach, scientific approach. Answer of this question is option B, that is historical approach. Next, which of the following methods is used in the scientific approach to comparative education? Options: case studies, hypothesis formulation, historical analysis, philosophical discussion. Answer of this question is option B, that is hypothesis formulation. Next, which stage in the field study approach focuses on the actual collection of data and observation? Options: preparatory stage, investigatory and analytical stage, evaluatory comparative stage, interpretation stage. Answer of this question is option B, that is investigatory and analytical stage. Next, which approach involves analyzing the impact of foreign influences on educational system of a country? Options: international approach, problem approach, descriptive approach, historical approach. Answer of this question is option A, that is international approach. Next, which method involves gathering extensive background information about a country before conducting field research? Options: evaluatory comparative stage, descriptive approach, preparatory stage, juxtaposition stage. Answer of this question is option C, that is preparatory stage.